morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, depending whatever time you're coming across this video. And if you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Barrister Choma. This is Fix It with Barrister Choma.
In the midnight glow where the stars align, we lose ourselves in the rhythm divine underneath the sky.
Guys, I apologize. I'm somehow under the weather. That's why I'm having this cardigan on. I have cold and I have catarrh. So I have slight fever and headache. So I'm a little bit under the weather. From my voice, you can even tell. Anyways, I stumbled upon this video. I wouldn't have been making this video, but I couldn't stop thinking about what I heard. I don't know if it's actually true, because in this Nigeria, everything is possible. Everything can happen. Like play, you say, oh, this thing cannot happen. This is a pure negligence. And at the end, you now find out that it's true. Okay? I recently stumbled upon one stuff trending now online. That's one 19-year-old girl by name Choma Ajana, who is a law student in UNIZIK University, Oka, Anambra State. This news has actually been circulating on social media. Looking at the story, it's something that is avoidable, or it's just I don't just understand. Anyway, let's just dive into the story. Okay, there is this girl in UNIZIK University, Oka, Anambra State, named Choma Ajana Isabella. Okay, report had it that on that particular day, she came back to the school hostel. This is a private hostel inside the school. And also, report also had it that she lives with two other roommates of hers. And then, unfortunately for this little girl, she forgot her key, or she misplaced her key. If we use the word forgetting her key, she can just go back there and pick her key. So obviously, she misplaced her key. And then, if most people will come out here and say, if she misplaced the key, what of her other roommates? Now, when I was in Nigeria Law School, Lagos State, we only have one key to our rooms. And then even at that, those rooms, because in Nigerian Law School, two rooms has a connecting door. Then we share one toilet and one bathroom. Then we have a connecting door, and that means we have one key. So if the other room, someone is back from the other room, they will open the door. So whenever you come to the portal to take your key and your key is not there, that means one of your roommates is back and is in the room. So if you're thinking that, okay, she has her key, she misplaced her key, her roommates should also have their own key. No, I don't think that's the way it's been done, because when I was in Nigerian Law School, Lagos, we only have one key to our rooms. So we use the key. The last person leaving the room, we submit the key at the portal, and then when you want, after lectures, you want to go back to your room, then you go to that portal and also pick your key back to your room. So it happened that this Choma, and I even learned that she's a law student at UNIZIK University, a 19-year-old little girl. So from the report, I also learned that she is diabetic, some kind of diabetic. Oh, so there are drugs that she uses. Her roommates don't have key. I think she should be the last person that was in possession of the key, and then she misplaced the key. Losing this key is a minor incident that can happen to every other student, but this girl in question, who has health challenges, is only going to be tragic for her at the end of the day. Being tragic because from the report, she is diabetic and her body could not control the blood sugar. So I also learned that she normally takes her insulin to regulate her blood sugar or whatever. Those people who are diabetic, you know what you take. So there's a particular drug that she takes to cool off, to relieve her of any stuff, to make her comfortable and stable. Sadly for this Choma Isabella, her insulin medicine or injection was in her room, and she had no access to get it and administer it on herself. At this point, she started feeling dizzy, and all these were warning signs that her body was actually calling out for help. And she also knew exactly what was happening to her, and without this, her insulin, everything was going to get worse. So from the reports, I learned that Choma's roommates came to her aid. Choma later went to her hostel mistress, who was in charge, or who is in charge of the hostel, to report the incident, to report about the missing key, that she has lost her key. One woman named Mrs. Bright. So this woman in question has spare keys to the rooms. Report had it that this woman asks for a penalty. I think their school has rules and regulations governing them that if you misplace your key, you're going to pay 120,000 naira to get another key. So the reason why these children, Choma and her roommates, ran to this Mrs. Bright, the hostel mistress, to get assistance so that she can get her life-saving drugs from her room, but for this woman to assist them. I just don't understand the hostel policy that she was referring to, that can't be broken because of a life and death situation at hand, because they needed to save that little girl. What is this policy? It should not be human beings they put all this policy, not be human beings they put them. Can't all this policy be bypassed? This Mrs. Bright, her name is getting me angry. she requested that each of the roommates, like, because there were 3 trauma and 2 roommates, there were 3, should pay 40,000 naira before she would be able to give them access to the spare key. And these children openly told her that they don't have such amount of money and they needed to get Chioma's insulin from the room. But this woman was very reluctant. She was very reluctant and hardened her heart to release this key for these children. There are no exceptions for whatsoever and whatever. These children pleaded with this woman, begged her, whatever. Oh my God, they begged her and begged her, yet the woman refused to release this key for these children. Hours passed by. Chioma's health started failing. Someone who is diabetic, like I earlier said, her situation started getting worse. So her roommates assisted her, water, taking her to a place to sit down, trying all their best. While these children were trying their best to see that their friend stays alive, this woman in question sat with a chair watching these children, with reports saying that she was there watching them and she was chewing bubble gum, watching this little girl lose her life. So after so many hours and all that of struggle, and this woman refused to give them access to the room, this little girl called Chioma collapsed on the floor. And then it was at this point that Mrs. Bright tried to walk out of the situation. Then these children held her back. I think that situation must have invited crowd of the students. So it was on that note that she tried to stand up, that the student now stopped her. And that was when this woman, everything in her, the God that she serves, that was when the God now told her, okay, release the key for these children, which is totally bad. Okay, that was when she released the key for these children and they had access to the room. Something she must have done long time ago to save life. Then they had access to the room. They got the insulin injection. They gave it on Chioma. At the point when they gave it to her, it wasn't effective. When they took her to the school medical whatever, and they said the school medical whatever was not open, then because that was a Friday night, so they took her out of the school premises to another hospital or any other medical center where they can see have access to doctors so that they can stabilize Chioma's condition. So despite everything done, when they took her out there, that her system was unable to stabilize. After many days of trying to recover, Chioma couldn't recover. Chioma passed away in that hospital. So this is how this woman contributed to the death of this girl. What I don't really understand in this story is something that is actually preventable. Then we got to, oh my God, I don't just really know how to explain it. It got to a point that you have the solution to prevent this from happening. The devil used you and it happened. No matter how it has happened, no matter oh God, it's paining me. I can't bear it, it's paining me. Ooh. I don't know the TV channel that went to the school and interviewed one Mrs. Amaka Ugu and asked her if she had heard what happened, and the woman explained that she had heard what happened. Then they also talked about the policy, the school policy that says that they have to pay 120,000 before they could have access to the spare key. And this woman explained what they meant by that, their policy, the hostel policy that said that the students should pay 120,000 naira before they could have access to their rooms if they misplaced their keys. So this Mrs. Amaka Ugu went further to explain the meaning of the policy, that what they mean by paying 120,000 naira for spare key is when the students lose their keys entirely, the one that was given to you and the spare key also. If you people lose the key entirely carelessly, then you have to pay money for a new key, a whole new key entirely. So, but if students should misplace their keys and then come and ask for spare key, the spare key will be given to you. When you open your room, you return the spare key back and they will keep it back. That's what this woman said. There is nothing that is impossible in Nigeria. Everything is possible in this country that we are in. First of all, let's talk about this Mrs. Bright. What do you think about this woman? Because my own opinion, this woman should be charged with first-degree murder, because she's the main person, the main key that led to the death of this girl. What is there? Even if, okay, let me just ask myself now. All of you will come here and be claiming, I have the best mother in the whole world. This one now, who it can be, mama? Now my mama, where she be? Okay, let's say that the school made a policy. As a mother that you are, school school made a policy that you should not release key no matter what, and you're strictly following the policy when life and death is involved. Even most people, even if the school still insists that she should not, she can even secretly release that key just to save that child. Even if it means you losing your job, but it does not mean you lose your job. This is okay. Now that the child is dead, what are you going to do about it? What if it's your own child? I want to ask her, Mrs. Bright, what if this happened to you? What is this trauma? Isabella is your child. What are you going to do about it? I'm still asking because I couldn't wrap my head around the whole story because it was very annoying. How can you intentionally contribute to the death of an innocent young little girl who is in school chasing her future? What do you think about this woman? I want to get your comment. I want to get your suggestion. I want to get what this woman should be charged with first-degree murder. What do you have to say about this woman? Drop it down because I want everybody to talk. I want you to talk. If you're coming across this video, don't just watch the video and then give your opinion. Say what you have to say. Because this country is something else. Because of money, for the love of money, these things can be avoided. But you allow bad news to be heard through you. You become an instrument for a bad news, for something tragic to happen to an innocent child. Secondly, let's talk about the school's medical center not working. Why? This is an institution, this is a university for students with different health challenges. Now, your medical center should be open back to back, morning, afternoon, night. I remember when I wrote my bar finals, anytime you are stepping into the exam hall, from that premise to from within the premise of that exam hall, the first thing you see is an ambulance. People are standby there in case anybody faints, in case anybody has any health challenge, in case whatsoever, you will be taken immediately for immediate health assistance. A whole school, a whole university weekend, the medical center was not functioning. They had to take this girl outside. I'm still wondering why and how a university of such will have a sick bay, a medical center inside the school, and they are not open. They don't have access to any doctor or nurse, or the place was not even open. Now, these children or these students, most of them are very far away from their parents. So the only home that they see around is that school. Do you understand? So we should all do everything possible to protect them. So if the medical centers are not working, then the government is really not doing, the government of the school is really not doing very well. The health of these kids, of these children, is most paramount. If they should be sick, they are away from their home and they are sick and they can't get access to medical facilities, doctors or whatsoever, drugs, injection, then that is a whole balderdash. When their parents find out that, yeah, they are in school, they are safe, they are protected, they will feel relaxed at home. Understand? So these children, that is their home. So they can only go home once they are holiday or when they feel like to go home. Do you understand? Please, all universities, secondary school, primary school, law school, whatsoever. I remember back then when I was in law school also, there was a time I was having this toothache, whatever. Immediately I went to the clinic, I got immediate attention. I have my card. I was given immediate attention immediately because they wouldn't want you to fall sick. They wouldn't want to lose any soul. They wouldn't want anything to happen to you. Do you understand? Please, prioritize the health of these children first. Because now that's the way their life now they go school. That's the way their life now they graduate. Please, what do you have to say concerning the school medical center or medical clinic not being open? It doesn't even open. They didn't even have access to it. So they now have to take this child outside the school premise, outside the school, I even totally off the school shores. What do you have to say about it? What do you have to advise the school management to do? What do you have to say about it? They need to wake up. All of you out there who take sugary stuff and you don't take your health. You don't take your health as your paramount. They say health is wealth. How are you treating yourself? How is your health? Do you take minerals all the time? Take sugary stuff, take biscuits, take chocolates, take this, take that, and you don't exercise to free up. You take soft drink every time, carbonated stuff. You take this, you take that. Please watch your health. So I want you all to put your opinion, your suggestion, your comment, whatever you think about this video, whatever you think about the situation, the predicament of Chioma and that of Miss Bright, the students in the school, because I believe that Chioma is not the only person that must have experienced something as tragic as this. Maybe others might not have died on the process, but it happened that Chioma became their scapegoat. they use her as the first example. So what do you have to say about this whole thing? I want to see your comment and everything you have to say down there. Let the comment box be buzzing. That's what I want. So if you really enjoyed this video and you learned from this video, why not give the video a thumbs up, give it a like, why not subscribe to the channel if you're still yet to subscribe to this channel. Share this video if you want to create awareness to the students and every other person out there. Share the video, comment, like, subscribe, and don't fail to come back because we have loads of video packed up on this channel. I'm still your baby lawyer and this is Fix It with Barrister Choma. See you in my next video and I love you. Bye.